best. You got him for a breast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt. The World of Outlaws.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Dre Broadcasting Network for some more close action with the Extreme Motorsports 99. Tonight we are live from Pocono Raceway for the Samson Motorsports 65 for round 9 of the Extreme Motorsports 99 Truck Series. I'm your commentator Sean Zulu. I am joined by my good friend and producer Dave Everly. How you doing, buddy?
Doing great. Ready to see some action here at the Tricky Triangle.
Oh, absolutely. 3 turns, 65% fuel limit, 65 laps to need to be completed for the driver's success tonight. Well, Dave, tell us about tonight's race, please.
Well, Sean, as I said, we are at the Tricky Triangle, a 2.5 mile. Well, they call it an oval, but it's a triangle out there. Taking a look at tonight's weather, we have a 78-degree air temperature, almost 104-degree track temperature, partly cloudy, with the wind out of the north at 2 miles an hour.
Yep, like I also touched on, we have a 65% fuel limit. That is 65%. So that gives us at least 2 to 3 required pit stops in order for the drivers to be able to make it the full length of the race. Once again, 65 lap race in length for this 2.5 mile track. Well, going over last week's top 10, the recap from the Drive for Rocco 170 at Kentucky Speedway. We'll have Tom Whitmore bring it home for his 5th win of the season. Matthew Ozenbach came out 2nd, Travis Pryor 3rd, Ken Ladd 4th, Justin Roden 5th, Scott Mitten 6th, Zachary Kraser 7th, Jamie Christensen 8th, Curtis Vollmer 9th, and Marty Ray did round up the top 10. And going over our current season standings lead points, we do have Tom Wetmore still in the lead, Zachary Kraser still second place in points, 50 of Scott Mitten going from 4th place to 3rd place this week, Curtis Vollmer from 3rd down to 4th. Sir Curtis Vollmer and Scott Mitten just swapped places this week. Travis Pryor still 5th in points. We have Marty Ray from 5th down to 6th. Chris Gibby from 6th to 7th. Matthew Wells back from 10th place, gaining 2 spots, going up to 8th place in points after having a 2nd place finish last week at Kentucky Speedway. And Hunter McDaniel from 7th to 9th place this week, and Jacob Bell from 9th to 10th, and is currently rounding up the top 10 in points. Well, this is once again round number 9 of a 10-race regular race season here with the Extreme Motorsports 99 Truck Series. So we only have 2 more races, this one and next week's race, Watkins Glen, before the end of the regular season, before the chase begins. So at this point, it's all about take, and give nothing at all, maybe 1% to nothing at all, because every single point matters. And we do have some viewers in the chat. Thank you for watching. Pat T rooting on the 81 of Travis Pryor. Johnny Dressler. Dressler is back. Good to see you there, Johnny. And Ender's World, that's the 29 of Matthew Wells back. It will be quite the race here tonight, Dave.
Yeah, we got some good talent out on the track, so it's going to be interesting. Can't wait to see these guys battle each other and battle the Tricky Triangle.
Absolutely, and look at that, Dave. We have a new driver, a new face, the Truck Series, but not new to the Extreme Motorsports 99. That's previous points leader in the K&N Series, 64 Cody McFadden, currently on the pole with a 56.160. And that's right, the lap times at this track, it's a very long track. Once again, 2.5 miles, 2.50 miles. So lap times go from 57 seconds to about 58 seconds. Depending on the tire wear. So it's going to be all about conserving those tires, racing the track, racing their opponents at the same time, trying to be in the best spot before the chase begins. Because once again, the chase is knocking on their doors, and it is letting them know that they have to get the job done before it's too late. And by the looks of it, gridding has now begun, so we will give the drivers a few seconds before going down the list. And Chris Gillum's second race here tonight in the Truck Series at Pocono Raceway. Scanning this field so far, Johnny Dressler is back. Good to see Johnny back. It's been way too long. This is going to be his second start this season. See Joshua Gillen, regular Dustin Hart, still going nice and strong. 17 of Tommy Haynes, second race for him as well this season. And looks like the grid is almost ready here. And so far, still 64 of Cody McFadden securing it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, once again, 64 Cody McFadden on the pole here tonight. The 14 of Vern Bradley starting second. 86 of Adam Eisenhower. Rough little ending there for him in the Pro Can-Am Series, but he is back here tonight in third place. 28 of Chris Voiles, regular rear to mid-pack runner, but tonight he has brought his A-game, starting the 4th place spot. 51 of Johnny Dressler returning and starting in 5th place. 65 of Marty Ray, rough night for him last night in the Pro Can-Am Series, starting the 6th place spot. The 50 of Scott Mitten 7th. 81 of Travis Pryor 8th. The 21 of Waylon Williams 9th. 48 of Curtis Vollmer rounding up that top 10. The 24 of Chris Gibby 11th, 57 of Hunter McDaniel, new points leader in the Pro Can-Am Series, starting the 12th place spot. 33 of Vernon Margheim 13th, 59 of David White 14th, 11 of Ken Ladd 15th, the 4 of Brent Kuhl, last week's sponsor for the Drive for Rocco 170, back from vacation, starting 16th. 95 Chris Gillum 17th, 39 of Zachary Kraser 18th, Dustin Hart 19th, 03 Don Kidder Jr. 20th, and that rounds up the top 20. 8 of Jamie Christensen 21st, the 5 Gary Woolboss 22nd, the 71 of Chris Thorman 23rd, and the 29 of Matthew was back in Super Speedway himself, starting 24th, being the last driver qualifying here tonight. 00 Nick Hunt starting 26th. So we have Nick Hunt, Jacob Bell, Tommy Haynes, Joshua Gillen, Garrett Robinson, and these drivers will round up the back of the field and chose not to qualify to start in the back. Smart, so they can be able to stay alive for the end of the race for the long run. And Dave, unlike the every week that the drivers in the Pro Can-N series, they always have practice before the track series begins because they always run the same tracks for the trucks and the Pro Can-N series. But last night was different, so tonight, Dave, it's a new experience for everybody.
Yeah, most definitely here as they are now coming here into turn 2. Got to remember, Sean, it's an oval, but we only have 3 turns here at the Tricky Triangle. We are being led by the 64 of Cody McFadden up front. On the pole, on point here tonight is we have a studded field here tonight, so we should see some great racing. Hopefully see some green flag action, green flag pit stops.
Absolutely, the truck series never ceases to amaze us with green flag pit stops and so many battles. It's always difficult to keep up, so we'll try our best. But with a track like this, from experience, we're going to be seeing a lot more single file than any track that we've ever raced here this season with the track series. We have some more viewers in the chat tuning in. Firebase Racing TV, great to see you. I forget who that is. And Timothy Petito as well, great to see you, buddy. Pace car is off, green flag flies immediately, opening down to floor. The 86 of Adam Eisen are behind, the 64 of Cody McFadden on the outside, and 14 of Vern Bradley costing him quite a bit, but not so much. 28 of Chris Voyes trying to catch up to 14 of Vern Bradley before turn number 1. And turn number 1 is the most tricky turn here on the track. So these guys do have to hit it square. They all go back down to the inside line. 51 Johnny Dressler challenges to the 28 of Chris Boyles. They stay side by side throughout this backstretch, entering turn 2.
Yeah, long straight stretch here into turn number 2. Still being led by 14 of Vern Bradley is now challenging the race leader of Cody McFadden. Vern Bradley looking good out front there as he is able to complete that pass in front of Cody McFadden, becoming our new race leader here as we are getting ready to come out of turn number 3, getting ready to come for another long stretch here to complete lap number 1.
Vern Bradley goes sideways off turn number 3. That cost him a lot of time, all his speed, all his momentum. Cody McFadden will benefit from that, takes back the race lead, which was rightfully his. And now Vern Bradley will back it up, do it all over again. Oh, he made that pass look very easy. So if he's lucky enough, he just might do it again. But knowing Cody McFadden, you only have one chance to do that to Cody McFadden. So that won't come easy for Vern Bradley. So Vern Bradley, that means he will have to work extra hard to try and take back that race lead from Cody McFadden. And Dave with a battle going for 3rd place. Adam Eisenhower, Johnny Dressler side by side, entering turn number 2.
Yeah, they are battling hard here. Lap 2 of 65. So we still got 64 laps to go, but so far Cody McFadden out front here. Marty Ray looking to move up into the number 4 position as he is now battling the 86 of Adam Eisenhower as they are side by side. Man, they are side by side, like almost 6 rows deep here towards mid-pack, Sean.
Oh, absolutely. It looks like these drivers, Dave, are trying their best to take advantage of the tires while they can. Because once these tires go, it's going to be very, very difficult to make passes. And so far, Adam goes way wide. 28 of Voice tries to push it in 3 wide, but it's not close enough to make it stick. And falls back behind the 86 of Adam Eisenhower, who is challenging 65 of Marty Ray. Marty Ray falls short. He will be taken by both Adam Eisenhower and the 28 of Chris Boyles for position number 5.
Yeah, the 81 of Travis Pryor is also there. Chris Gibu, Hunter McDaniel, and Vernon Markheim there, all running for right about between 9th and 12th position. Waylon Williams there currently running back at 13th as he is on that back bumper of Vern Markheim. Meanwhile, Ken Ladd is right there behind him as well. David White, Brett Cole back there in 16th position, running real good. Looks like everybody there behind him is just kind of single filed out here on lap 3.
And Dave, Chris Gibu coming out of nowhere, goes from 10th place to 7th place in 1 lap. He made 3 passes in 1 lap, and now his next victim, 48 of Curtis Fulmer. Nope, scratch that. Looks like Curtis was overtaken, but being challenged by the 65 of Marty Ray for position number 5, actually. Yeah, but they do go back single file. Looks like Marty Ray is having some trouble making passes.
Well, it's the tricky triangle, Sean. I've ran here a few times. It is difficult trying to... It's pretty much a one groove here into the turns. Usually down low is the place to go, but I mean, they're going to have to be up on that back bumper, up on that wheel here to try to get around these drivers.
Oh, absolutely. Yep, that's absolutely right. And Dave, we have some viewers in the chat already picking their drivers or their picks, taking their picks. Timothy Petito rooting for the current race leader, Cody McFadden, and Patty. I'm not even going to ask because I know who she's rooting for. Travis Pryor running back there in the 9th place spot. And viewers, let us know who you're rooting for out there, and we will keep an eye on them all race long. And we'll let them know that you are rooting for them when we get a chance to interview them. To the back. Oh, the caution flies here on lap number 5. Looks like happened from the back of the pack. We're going to back it up, and so might have been involved.
I do believe that's going to involve the 59 of David White as we pull up the Dre Broadcasting Instant Replay here at Pocono. We are focusing here on the 59 of David White here coming into the turn. Oh, I'm not sure if it was contact or if he got loose with the 77 of Jacob Bell. Let's take a look here, see if we can find another view here. Yeah, contact between the 59, 77 of Jacob Bell there. Put him up into the outside wall, bringing out our first caution of the night.
And that is very, very unfortunate indeed for both drivers, Jacob Bell and David White. And unfortunately, we have lost one driver. Jacob Bell retiring early for the night. Looks like he had bad damage. So it's very unfortunate indeed for Jacob Bell, but look forward to seeing him back for the next race, final race of the regular season next week at Watkins Glen International, going from oval tracks, well, I guess oval tracks and triangle tracks to a road track next week at Watkins Glen. And the good thing is these drivers here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, do have one backup truck, so it's not over until it's over. So David White should be able to get on pit road and get that damage fixed, because this track has very, very long straight stretches, Dave. And with that damage, it's going to be a bad day for him.
Yeah, most definitely so. We'll see, but I mean, still got a long race here. We still have 60 out of 65 laps remaining. So the question is, are these drivers only got 6 laps since their start of the race? Are they going to pit or stay out, as we are focusing here on the 64 of Cody McFadden as they come to turn number 3. So we are going to keep an eye and see if pit road's going to be busy or is it going to be a ghost town.
Whoop, Cody McFadden leads everybody down pit road, and everybody seems to be following his lead. Let's see, is anybody going to stay out to try and lead a lap? Does not look like it so far, at least not yet. Oh, looks like Joshua Gillen is deciding to stay on the track. Yeah, Joshua Gillen staying right behind the pace car. He will be showing the new race leader. Excuse me, sorry about that. As a new race leader, next time he crosses the start-finish line, I'm burping out all that tea. Anyways, Joshua Gillen rocking a very, very nice, amazing paint scheme. Save a life, rob your wife on the front of it. And this will give us some time to get a race interview in. So let's focus on one of the drivers. Let's focus on the 26 of Dustin Hart. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we do have the 26 of Dustin Hart up here in the Dre Broadcasting booth. Get up there, Dustin.
Hey man, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
I'm not too bad.
Well, Dustin, it's very, very good to see you here tonight, man. Going from oval tracks to a triangle track. And next week, going to be switching over to the road course of Watkins Glen. How's the machine handling in practice today?
Well, she's pretty loose coming off the corners, but other than that, I'm not trying to push this thing too much, as this track can get really scary, as you would kind of expect someone to spin at every corner. So I'm just hanging back here.
Oh, copy that. That is very, very understandable. And Dustin, this track seems to be a little bit like Kansas, like Dave talked about early on, like a one groove racetrack. Does that encourage you guys to race hard on new tires just so you can make the passes while you can?
Oh, absolutely. Use those fresh tires when you got them, because once these tires start to get worn out, it gets harder to pass. So yeah, it's basically one groove racetrack, but it's still eligible to pass, but it gets hard after those tires wear out.
Oh, absolutely. I can only imagine. And tonight, Dustin, like you said, you're just staying out of trouble, staying in the back, just taking it easy. Currently in the 18th place, but starting in the 19th place position. Do you hope to improve your spots here? Hopefully have your first win this season?
Well, of course, I would love to win, but like I said, I'm gonna hang back here. I'm expecting some reps to happen, so I'm absolutely hoping to improve my position by the end here.
Oh, Dan Ford, buddy, we are very glad to hear that. You are an amazing driver. You are a little bit new to the season, but you have been doing an amazing job with every single race so far. This is going to be your 4th race here tonight, and it's very good to see you week after week, just pretty much battling these guys and giving them a run for their money while you can. Well, buddy, you've been doing good so far. Stay alive and spank the track, and most importantly, spank these boys and bring your first win tonight.
Alrighty, thank you, man.
And that was 26 of Dustin Hart, currently in the 18th place position. But going back up front, new race leader, 50 of Scott Mitten, taking over the race lead. Away from 6-4 of Cody McFadden. Look at it right now, Dave. Scott Mitten did decide to take only 2 tires compared to everybody else behind him, taking 4 tires. But they did run only about 5 green flag laps on their tires, 5 long green flag laps on their tires. So that actually might make somewhat of a difference. And I mean, speaking to Dustin Hart, talking about how loose these machines are, and how sideways they keep getting in the turns, and how he just keeps expecting people to spin out, so he just keeps backing off. Something tells me those 2 tires will cause a very big unbalance with the machines.
Yeah, well, we're going to find out, because they are now back 1 to green, lining up double foul here. Scott Mitten electing to take the inside, Cody McFadden on the outside, 2nd row. Vern Bradley, Johnny Dressler, 3rd row, Curtis Vollmer, Adam Eisenhower, Travis Pryor, Chris Gibbs sitting in the 4th row, and Hunter McDaniel and Marty Ray starting in your 5th row. So we have seen some of these guys battle in the K&N series, so we are going to see some battling here in the Truck Series here at Pocono for the Samson Motorsports 65, brought to you by ExtremeMotorsports99.com.
So you have some time, and ladies and gentlemen, this would be a good time to let you guys know about the series that exists here at the Extreme Motorsports 99. On Monday nights, they do run the Pro Can-N series and a road series. If you guys would like to join, you can join either one based on your preferences. On Tuesday nights, it's a track series like you see here right now. On Wednesday nights, they have an Xfinity series or B-Car series. On Thursday nights, they do run the Cup series or the Gen 6 cars, so you guys can join either of those series based on your preferences and or experience, because they do place you in different series based on experience. And that is going to be ExtremeMotorsports99.com. Drop the first E in Extreme and start with the X, ExtremeMotorsports99.com for everything that you need to know. And this season so far, the regular season is coming to an end, followed by a 5-race chase series. So next week will be the final race of the regular season right before the chase begins. So these guys here have brought their A game. They're all trying their best to finish as high up as they can, because at this point every point matters, and they only have 1 drop week. So one of their worst races is not going to count, and the pace car is off. The green flag flies. 50 of Mitten puts it down the floor. The 6-4 McFadden caught sleeping, but right behind him is the 51 of Johnny Dress to the rescue, pushing him here on the front stretch before turn 1. The 50 of Mitten goes back up high to get in front of the 6-4 of Cody McFadden and set himself up for the entrance to turn 1.
Yeah, most definitely Scott Mitten there electing to stay up high with the 64 of Cody McFadden, as the 14 of Vern Bradley stuck down on the inside there. They are staying side by side here. What a battle here for our first restart since the start of the race. Here comes the 14 of Vern Bradley being pushed by the 48, Curtis Palmer. Looks like he is going to look to the inside of Scott Mitten here out of turn number 2. But they are going to stay side by side as they race down the backstretch here. Here comes the 48, Curtis Palmer, 3 wide for the lead. Curtis Palmer backs it off wisely, takes it back to 2 wide. As Vern Bradley is still battling the 50 of Scott Mitten for that race lead.
3 wide, 4 wide on the front stretch. 24, Chris Gibby, 81, Travis Prime, 48, Curtis Palmer, 51 of Johnny Dressler. They go back down to 3 wide, 24 of Chris Gibby backs off, falls back in line, 81 Pryor, and 48 of Palmer, still side by side for position number 5. The 81 of Pryor does benefit or propel past him off the exit of turn number 1. And next in line so far, 48 of Palmer tops the 81 and gets into the wall. Oh, he scrapes it, bounces off it unharmed. He lost speed, momentum, and 3 spots. The caution flies on lap 11. We'll back it up and see who might have been involved.
Oh man, that is going to involve the 59 of David White again. So we are going to take us back here, see if we can't see exactly what happened on the Dre Broadcasting Instant Replay. As we see the 59, car down into the grass in front of me. It's going to be the 71. Contact made between the 71 and 59. The 59 is going to be spin around. He is going to hit back in on that wall. Oh, highly unfortunate as that was his second both times he was involved in both incidents so far. So it looks like the 59 of David White's got some work to do. He is not having a very good race.
Yeah, very unfortunate indeed for 71 Chris Thorman, especially 59 of David White being his second wreck, or being the second wreck he's involved in, like you had touched on. And Dave, due to his bad damage in the first wreck, he did end up using his only backup truck. He brought out his backup truck. So with that said, at this point, he will be depending on his pit crew to just try and hammer that machine out and give it the looks it needs to help those aerodynamics on these straight stretches. But good thing is it could have been worse. You know, he was able to minimize that damage, and it's not as bad as it would have been. But that was definitely a nice save by David White and 71 of Chris Thorman, and not making that as worse than it would have been. But going back up front, 50 of Scott Mitten still leading, 14 Vern Bradley second, Cody McFadden third. We have Johnny Dressler fourth, and Travis Pryor in the fifth place spot. And let's see, last time the drivers pitted in with about 6 laps on their tires. At this point, they have right about the same amount of laps on their tires. So something tells me they just might pit in, or they might stay out. But fingers crossed, we're about to find out either way. And so far, the heaviest mover in the top 10 would be the 24 of Chris Gibew from 11th place to 6th as we speak. We do also have Vern Bradley going from 13th place to 8th. 15 had to be Jenna from 12th to 10. Ken Ladd 15th to 11th. And looks like the leaders are deciding to all stay out. So nobody, let's see, is anybody going to be going down pit road? Yes, we do have Curtis Vomer down pit road, Waylon Williams on pit road, Zachary Kraser, Matthew Rosenbach, Chris Gillum, John Kidder Jr., Joshua Gillen, Chris Thorman, Gary Woobot, and David White all down pit road. But the majority of the field does decide to stay out with about 6 lap older tires. So they're just hoping that that won't make too big of a difference once the green flag flies the next time. And 50 of Mitten still in the lead, even though he took 2 tires before. And looks like him taking 2 tires before compared to the 4 tires that everybody else behind him took didn't affect him whatsoever, at least not yet. So he was able to do an amazing job for the most part and still maintain that lead. And this does give us some time to get a race interview in. So let's focus on the 51 of Johnny Dressler. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are joined by the 51 of Johnny Dressler, returning driver to the Extreme Motorsports 99 Truck Series. Look up there, Johnny.
Hello, how you doing?
How are you? Well, Johnny, tonight doing an amazing job so far. It has been way too long, but doesn't look like you've accumulated any rust whatsoever during your break there. Started 5th place and have been battling ever since, and still maintaining the top 5. Currently in the 4th place position. How's the competition looking from your end?
Oh, it's great. just unloaded the car right before the race started. We got a little bit of practice in. Wasn't expecting to be fast at all. Just came out and right off the bat we were instantly up there, which was really surprising to me. Sadly, I don't have my teammates out here today. They haven't been running this season. Neither have I. I just decided, I was like, no, I'm going to run extreme tonight. So I ran, and I mean, so far it's running so good. I mean, we'll see what the rest of this race has to decide for me.
Oh, absolutely. You did an amazing job last season. And coming back here tonight saying you just brought out your truck with a little bit of practice and you didn't expect to be fast, but you were fast. Couldn't help but be fast. Currently the 4th place spot. That is very, very impressive, I should say. And we have a lot of new drivers here, Johnny, from what you remember. And so far, it doesn't seem to be affecting you too much whatsoever. Should we expect to see you bring home your first win with your second race?
Maybe. I mean, there's a lot of new faces and names out here. I mean, a lot new competition, and it's definitely hard being out here without any teammates. I'm hoping one of the fast teams will be able to pick me up for the next race. I'm debating whether or not to do Watkins Glen next week, depending on how I do this week. Just got to see if the luck's in my favor or not.
Oh, 10-4, buddy, that's all you can do. But you are an amazing driver and don't need any luck whatsoever. And Johnny, we heard that the track is a little bit slick. We've noticed some drivers getting very sideways, especially entering turn number 3. How are you handling it so well?
Just enter high and let the car. You can't fight the car at this track. You have to let the car drive itself. You can't try to drive it in too deep. You can't use too much brake. You can't hit the apron. You got to stay away from the apron at this track. It is not your friend. Just gotta kind of let the car coast into the corner, and that's really all you can do. And just if the car sticks, it sticks, and you just gotta cross your fingers. And like I said, let the car drive itself.
Oh, copy. Now that does make a lot of sense. But we are glad that you are back here racing with the Truck Series this season. It's good to see you are an amazing driver like I talked about. And it's very, very good to see you succeeding despite the new faces you're seeing out there. But you are battling them as though you've seen them in every single race. That is very, very good to see. Well, but you are now back 1 to green, headed the right direction. So keep doing exactly what you're doing and make us proud. Good luck.
Thank you guys very much.
And that was 51 of Johnny Dressler with Alliance Racing Group. He's a solo driver tonight, solo driver this season. And currently in the 4th place spot, starting behind the 14 of Vern Bradley on the outside line. On the inside is the 50 of Scott Mitchell, the helmet 64 of Cody McFadden. And we are going green this time by. The driver's getting bunched up nice and tight. And let's see, the top 17 drivers did not pit in this caution. But everybody else behind them did pit in. So if that long run comes in, something tells me the top 17 drivers will fall off the pace, and those drivers below the top 17 will be propelling and getting around these guys before the first round of green flag pit stops kick in. And status check on the 59 of David White. David White going nice and strong in the 23rd place spot behind the 03 of John Kidder Jr. on the inside line, side by side of the 40 of Joshua Gillen. So we are going to keep an eye on David White and see exactly how that damage affects him, if it does affect that machine. But the draft is very key at this track on the straight stretches, so he should be able to maintain it or counter it quite well with his heavy foot and the draft as well. Well, going back up front, we are entering turn 3, going green, this time by.
Yes, the pace car is now bringing them here into turn 3. Tell you what, got a quick green flag once that pace car leaves, so we are keeping an eye here as they come through turn 3. Coming out of turn 3 now, waiting on the pace car to make its exit off of the raceway. Going back, green flag here at Pocono Raceway. As they come out of 3, you see them all double file, pace car off, green flag flies. We are back, green flag racing here at Pocono for the Samson Motorsports 65 Extreme Motorsports 99.com.
81 of Travis. It does end up giving a live top 64 of Cody McFadden, who was caught sleeping. With the help of the 81 of Travis Bryant, he was able to wake up and get up there and overtake 14 of Vern Bradley for position number 2. Oh, wrecking the back 24, Chris Gibby involved. Looks like it's going to be bigger than that. They keep wrecking for the back of the pack. Let's back up with Chris Gibby and see what happened.
Well, as we pull up the Dre Broadcasting Instant Replay, we are going to focus on the 40 of Josh Gillen here. I think that actually started with the 24, so we are going to go to Chris Gibby and take a look here, see exactly what happened coming into turn number 1 here, as he is riding on the outside, Marty Ray on the inside. He had to get hard on the brake, a little check up there with the 51, a little tap there from the 33 of Mark. The 8 machine also involved in that, of Jamie Christensen. So let's take a look here from the blimp view. But there was a bunch of trucks involved in that. That could have been worse than what it was, but we did have a few trucks out there mowing the grass.
Yeah, very, very unfortunate indeed. Very big checkup on the outside. It caused the chain effect. First driver slows down, second driver slows down even more, third driver slows down even more, and the braking intensity just increases further down the line. And that's exactly what happened, but very unfortunate indeed for every single driver involved in this far. This is going to be the biggest wreck we've seen. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we now have 49 laps remaining. This would be a good time to take our first commercial break of the night. We'll be right back, so stay tuned.
Don't let your first date be your last. Visit People Against Distracted Driving at PADD.org.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Samsung Motorsports 65 here for round number 9 of the Extreme Motorsports 99 track series. Check them out at extrememotorsports99.com. Well, going back to the race here at Pocono Raceway, we are still under caution. We're still being led by the 50 of Scott Mitten, Cody McFadden in second, Travis Pryor third, Johnny Dressler fourth, and Hunter McDaniel in the 5th place spot. And let's see, the top 7 drivers did decide to stay out, having 13 laps on their tires this far, which is going to be about 11 laps more than everybody else who just pitted in. So that just might make things interesting if we have, or I should say when we have a green flag run, a long green flag run. And I do see some new viewers there in the chat. Melissa Ludden, good to see you. Kathy McHenry, good to see you again. Rooting for Dustin Hart at 26. So we will let Dustin know he does have some fans in the chat. And we are now back 1 to green, this time by 50 of Scott Mitten with the help of the 81 of Travis Pryor right behind him. On the outside is the 64 of Cody McFadden with the help of the 51 of Johnny Dressler going green, this time by. And absolutely, ladies and gentlemen, that PADD commercial, very, very touching. And that is very good to spread the word PADD.org. And today we have a new driver in the top 5, the 57 of Hunter McDaniel. Hunter McDaniel did get a piece of the action during this caution that brought up this caution, and because of that he's suffering from a little bit of front end wrinkles in that machine. So hopefully it's not going to be affecting him too much, if any. But we're about to find out either way. You see some drivers warming up these tires, trying to avoid spinning them once the green flag flies, because that definitely does cause checkups and accidents. So it's always good. It's always necessary when avoidable. Right now we have 81 Travis Pryor right behind 50 of Scott Mitten, Johnny Dressler behind 64 of Cody McFadden. And Dressler so did get tapped during the incident that brought up the caution, but is still going nice and strong, exiting turn 3, going green this time by. Before the pace car dips off, the green flag flies. The green flag is out. 50 Mitten puts it down the floor. 81 Pryor right behind him. Pryor is a very good driver on the restarts. He can never be caught sleeping on the outside. For McFadden drag racing the 50 of Mitten and the 81 Travis Pryor. 81 Pryor all low 50 of Scott Mitten before turn 1. Johnny Dressler drives it in hard. Oh, 50 of Mitten drifts way wide. He has to let off to avoid drifting up to his 4 Cody McFadden. Because of that, he goes from 1st place to 3rd place. Yes, to 3rd place in 1 lap. 51 of Dressler finally clears him, and he falls back in line behind him, in between Dressler and 81 of Travis Pryor. They gave him enough room to fall in line. And if you remember correctly, ladies and gentlemen, he got sideways, exiting turn number 2. And because of that, he's going to lose the spot to 81 of Travis Pryor.
Oh, he hasn't lost it yet, but he does back off, lets them guys on the outside go ahead and go as he's trying to get that back up to speed. Right now, Cody McFadden up front, Johnny Dressler, Travis Pryor trying to track him down. Hunter McDaniel there's there as well, as he has the 50 of Scott Mitten right behind him. Marty Ray, Dustin Hart, and Ken Ladd all battling for that 6th position as we're 3 wide into turn 1.
Dustin Hart did brake hard. It broke early to try and take him back to 2 wide. And let the 11 of Ken Ladd by. Ken Ladd did get a piece of the action and got a brand new machine. And right now Dustin Hart is trying to hold off the 65 of Marty Ray, but Marty Ray has the preferred entrance entering turn number 2. And he just might have him. Dustin Hart does back off, lets him maintain it. 97 of Garrett Robinson will follow the line of 65 of Marty Ray.
Yeah, they are battling hard. They know they got to, why they got fresh tires there. Vern Bradley, we've seen him up front battling for the lead, now running in the 11th position as he is on the inside of the 17 of Tommy Haynes here battling out of turn number 3.
Yeah, Vern Bradley does unfortunately fall short in that damage, most likely playing some kind of a role in his performance this far. He was up front ever since his incident, he has found himself in the back of the pack, and so far trying his best to counter his damage with the draft and his heavy foot through the floorboard. And so far all over the back bumper of the 17 of Tommy Haynes, but it looks like Tommy Haynes is charging, propelling past him with the help of 26 of Dustin Hart. Side by side they go, entering turn number 2. 17 of Tommy Haynes on the inside, 26 Dustin Hart on the outside, 14 of Bradley all over 17 of Tommy Haynes. Gonna push him past 26 of Dustin Hart, or at least try to push him past Dustin Hart. Entering turn 2, they still stay side by side, but Tommy Haynes clears him. 17 of Tommy Haynes snaps the apron, or taps the wall, sorry, with his right rear. Was able to hang on to that machine surprisingly, did not lose too much time. And that 14 of Vern Bradley's sweet exit off turn number 3. But his damage is definitely playing some kind of a factor in his performance, but he still tosses it in hard, entering turn 1. Dave right behind him, the 8 of Jamie Christensen here in this mix in the top 13, challenging the 26 of Dustin Hart. Dustin Hart having quite a tough time getting in line, getting in the fastest groove so far. He just keeps getting freight train and getting left out high and dry, and that is not working out in his favor.
Well, going back up front here, Cody McFadden is pulled out to well over a second gap over the 57 of Hunter McDaniel, who was able to get around Travis Pryor and Scott Mitten there, as he is in second. Scott Mitten running third. Johnny Dressler fourth. Ken Ladd, your top 5 right now.
Yep, and Vern Markheim as well has come a long way tonight, currently being shown in the 12th place spot. Just went from 17th place to 12th place in a matter of only 2 laps. And now his next victim is the 8 of Jamie Christensen, but he falls short and has not just but fall back in line here on entering turn 1 and exiting turn number 1. And for the back in the pack, day 48 of Curtis Vollmer challenging the 03 of Don Kidder. He fell short off the exit of 1, and because of that he falls back in line, being challenged for the 21 of Waylon Williams.
Yeah, Waylon Williams there starting in 9th, now running in 17th position. He is trying to gain those positions he lost here as he makes a run on the outside there, getting to the outside of the 48, but just not able to complete the pass as they are back here single file in turn number 3.
For the back in the pack, 28 of Chris Boyles having some sideways action almost every single time he's exiting the turns. So that looseness is definitely taking effect on his machine, but still going nice and strong. Chris Boyles qualified 4th, but went back to the back of the pack to just stay there and ride for the longest time possible. Until the very end is when he's going to try and push and get back up there, because that 4th place qualifying time was no luck. That was all skill and all great driving on his part. And right behind in the 5, Gary Woolbot, the 95 of Chris Gillum, 23rd, 24th, respectively.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time. It's Crank It Up, Cam. We are going to crank the sounds up, let you hear these guys roar around these 3 turns here at Pocono Raceway. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if that'll get your blood pumping, but it sure does for me. Love hearing the sound of these Camping World Truck Series trucks as they make our way around here at the Tricky Triangle. 38 laps remaining. We are coming up probably here in the next 5 laps, the midway point of tonight's race here at Pocono Raceway. Take a little bit of time and also want to talk about here at Extreme Motorsports. Well, next season I have an announcement to make. You will catch me on Wednesday nights joining Joe White in the booth of OSR Network as I will be calling the shots with Joe White for the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Xfinity Series starting next season. So look forward to that, being in the booth with my buddy there, Joe White from OSR Network.
Oh, absolutely great stuff indeed. And speaking of OSR Network, ladies and gentlemen, they do broadcast the Xfinity Series on Wednesday nights, like David talked about, and the Cup Series on Thursday nights. So check it out. Check them out at youtube.com/OSR Network, and that will be Joe White, the owner of OSR Network. He was racing here last night in the Pro Can-Am Series and last week as well in the Truck Series at Kentucky. Dave, going back to the race here, we do have a battle between the 50 of Mitten and the 57 of Hunter McDaniel for the second place possession. 57 of Hunter McDaniel still countering his damage quite well. Despite the damage, he is propelling past 50 of Scott Mitten, but Mitten does drive it in way harder. Entering turn 1, crossover by the 57 of Hunter McDaniel is going to make it work. Yes, he might get a big run with a good exit off the exit of turn 2, and will look to the inside of 50 of Mitten, entering 3. Looks like Scott Mitten was able to shut that door on Hunter McDaniel, and Hunter will try his best to get a very sweet exit off turn number 3, not turn 4, but 3. But looks back to his inside here on the front stretch. Oh, wait, on the caution on lap number 30, we're gonna back it up. Somebody be involved.
Well, that is going to involve the 97 of Garrett Robinson. He was quick here tonight, so we are going to rewind that here, focusing on the 97 of Garrett Robinson. Looks like coming out of turn number 3, that truck just breaks wicked loose. The back end comes around, he goes around. I don't think he makes, nope, he doesn't make contact with anything, but he may receive a penalty because of going around that yellow cone, but we'll have to wait and see. But he is able to save it, keep it, just a single truck spin here for our 4th caution of the night.
Absolutely. Very nice save by Garrett Robinson. That could have been worse, but he was able to keep that machine unscratched. Very nice move on his part. And speaking of Garrett, Garrett had come a long way in the race. He still has come a long way from 31st place and moved up to 8th place. But this wreck will definitely set him back and put him further back in the pack. And he will try and do it all over again, but he didn't have any problems going from 31st place to 8th place, so he should be able to get back up there in no time. But going back up front, Cody McFadden 1st place, 50 of Scott Mitten 2nd, Hunter McDaniel 3rd, Johnny Dressler 4th, and the 11 of Ken Ladd in the 5th place position. And looking at 64 McFadden is now catching up the pace car, having 25 laps on his tires this far, with the rest of the field, or I should say only about 4 drivers behind him, namely Scott Mitten, Hunter McDaniel, Johnny Dressler, and Travis Pryor. So we should expect to see maybe Dave, more than half the field should be pitting in this time by, because 25 laps is a lot of laps on tires.
Yeah, most definitely, especially with these sharp turns here, the triangle turns. So I have a feeling we're going to see everybody coming down on pit road this time by, as they are now coming through turn 2. Getting back single file here for 4th caution of the night. So we are coming up on halfway, 35 laps remaining, 31 laps ran so far tonight. But these guys are doing pretty good here. Taking a look here, let's see who has run the fastest lap of the night. That is going to be our race leader, 64 Cody McFadden, running a 56.427.
Yeah, great job indeed by Cody McFadden, taking the pole tonight, and has been leading for the longest time possible, away from 50 of Scott Mitten early on, and it won't be the last we see of Cody McFadden. He will try his best to lead as many laps as possible, even every single lap from now on, and he is leading everybody down pit road this time by, and everybody will follow. Looks like we do have some drivers staying out. The 4 of Brent Kuo is staying out. He is being shown 1 lap down. First driver a lap down, so he is trying to stay out. Actually, pit road for him is not open yet, so he's either gonna be staying. Oh, he gets Lucky Dog this time by. Excuse me. Yep, he is back on the lead lap this time by. Great job, Brent Kuhl. And next in line for the Lucky Dog will be the 71 of Chris Thorman in the 27th place spot, and Chris Thorman right behind the pace car. So Chris Thorman is either going to be going down pit road this time by once pit road is open for him, or he will stay out and get 1 lap back, but sacrifice pitting in, so he won't have a chance to pit in, but will be able to get his lap back the hard way. or I should say, we'll be able to get his lap back with 1 to green. But with that said, if we do go green after this for a long green flag run, he most likely will be vulnerable to going a lap down due to how bad the tire is going to get on those tires. It's going to be just like driving on ice. I mean, it's already like driving on ice for the drivers, but it's going to be worse, way worse than that. It's going to be affect the rotation and just pretty much the handling of the whole entire machine. Well, going back up front, looks like Cody McFadden was beaten off pit road by Hunter McDaniel, 50 off Scott Mitten, so he will be in 3rd place this time by. Interestingly enough, Dave, looks like Cody McFadden did have a very, very slow pit stop compared to both Hunter McDaniel and Scott Mitten. Scott Mitten had a 13.6 second pit stop compared to Cody McFadden, who had a 14.8 second pit stop, or a whole second faster than Cody McFadden. So not sure what happened there, but because of that, Cody McFadden did lose that race lead.
Yeah, pit crews definitely play a key part here tonight, as we have seen Scott Mitten using pit road there, as he has been able to get back out front here. Taking a look at my lap sled count right now, Cody McFadden leading 17 laps and Scott Mitten leading 15 laps. Taking a look at our mid-race race report, we have had 4 cautions so far tonight, 3 lead changes. Fastest lap once again, the 56.427 set by the 64 of Cody McFadden.
And this does give us some time to get a race interview in, so let's focus on the Drive for Diabetes awareness sponsor last week, the 4 of Brent Kuhl. Well, ladies, we are joined by the 4 of Brent Kuhl here in the Dre Broadcasting booth. Can I come up there, Brent?
Yep, go ahead.
How you doing tonight?
Well, we've had a little bit of bad luck, but besides that, we're doing good. We got this Ford Mustang for Drive for Diabetes Awareness out here, surviving, back on the lead lap.
Oh, 10-4, I commend you on that. Yeah, we noticed you did get that lucky dog. That was very good to see on your part. And you did go to vacation. You did go on vacation, and you are now back here tonight at Pocono Raceway. How's the vacation, by the way?
Oh, I had a great vacation. Drove all over, went up to Georgia and the rivers. Had the trailer for Drive for Diabetes Awareness up there, and a good time with family and friends.
Oh, 10-4, I can only imagine, and we are glad that you did have an amazing time getting away from everything and just going out there and having a plain old good time. That is very, very nice to hear. And very excited to hear that you had a rough start to tonight's race, but by the looks of it, he has turned all the way around, and that is a very good thing. Back on the lead lap now, competing with these guys for position on the lead lap. But how's the car handling in the long run from practice?
Yeah, I guess I really haven't had enough laps put in here to where I can tell you. I think it was getting better as we went on, not getting worse. Maybe that's how I was driving, but I wasn't overdoing it, and she was driving nice.
Oh, 10-4, glad to hear that, yeah, because in the beginning, the machines did seem to be very, very loose, and did seem to be a little bit difficult to drive. But if you say so, that is very good to hear. But buddy, it's very great to have you back here with the Extreme Motorsports Truck Series, back from vacation finally, and now back here behind the wheel racing these drivers, back on the lead lap, a full turn for your race. So look forward to seeing you in victory lane tonight, buddy.
Well, thank you, and shout out to Drive for Diabetes Awareness.org and Check Don't Guess. Thank you very much.
Check Don't Guess Drive for Diabetes Awareness.org. The 4 of Brent Kuhl in the 25th place position. His race has turned around, had a rough start, but definitely is now better for him. It's very, very good to see for Brent. Very happy for him. But going back up front, we are now back 1 to green. We have the 50 of Mitchell with help of 64 of Cody McFadden on the inside. On the outside is 57 Hunter McDaniel and the 51 have Johnny Dressler going green this time. But let's see, once we go green, we'll be having 31 laps remaining. That's 31 laps remaining on lap number 35. We still have probably 1 to 2 more green required pit stops needing to be done. but it's very difficult to tell. Maybe one. I'm sure there's at least one more required. If not one, it's gonna be two. So I should expect to see that coming up soon. But now we are exiting turn number 3. Pace car is off, the green flag flies. They open it down the floor. The 681 of Prior. All over 64 of Coding Fighter, who was caught slipping once again. Right now, drivers for the race. The 57 Hunter McDaniel and the 50 of Scott Mitten going side by side. 51 of 57 Hunter McDaniel is propelling past 50 of Scott Mitten, entering turn 1. 51 of Johnny Dresser drives it in way too deep, way too hard, but he makes the pass successfully against the 50 of Mitten. Nope, Mitten. Oh, make contact. 51 Dresser goes spun outside. There's 11 Kenland involved. Big wreck on the front stretch. Dustin hard for Brent Kuo. 95 Chris Gillum. They keep piling in the 03 Don Kidder Jr. 71 Chris Thorman. Oh, man. Speaking of the big junk, that is the big junk right there. But let's back it up on the 51 of Johnny Dressler and see what happened.
Looks like coming out of the turn, tried to take it 3 wide. Oh, truck just broke loose up into the outside wall, causing a big junk here. A lot of trucks involved. Let's take a look here from the chopper view. Yeah, Johnny Dressler breaks loose. 11 Ken Ladd spun around. Trucks in the grass, trucks on the track, smoke all over the place. People locking the brakes, trying to avoid it. A lot of damaged trucks out there after that one there, Sean.
Yep, that will be classified as the big junk. A lot of drivers are very unhappy about that. Pit road will be a very, very busy place. 51 Johnny Dressler gets the worst end of that deal. We had the 700 Chris Thorman, who just spun out. He locked his tires and spun out. But good thing he was able to stay off of everything and not too much harm down there. 03 Kidder Jr. slides through the grass. Nice save, 03 Kidder. 29 wasn't back involved in second wreck. 24 Chris Gibu. 59 of David White. 28 of Chris Voiles. 97 of Robinson. The 4 of Brent Cohen. And 5 Chris Gillum. Let's see who else. 14 of Vern Bradley, unfortunately. 11 of Ken Ladd. 48 of Curtis Vollmer. 17 of Tommy Haynes. I pretty much mentioned more than half the field. That is a bad day. That's a bad wreck for everybody out there. But going back up front, 50 of Scott Mitten still leading. Hunter McDaniel second. Travis Pryor third. Cody McFadden fourth. And Vern Margheim in the 5th place spot. That currently rounds up our top 5. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have 30 laps remaining. This would be a good time to take our second commercial break of tonight's race, so you guys can get your second round of popcorn and refreshments, and so you can thank our sponsors. We'll be right back, so stay tuned. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Samsung Motorsport 65 for round 9 of the Extreme Motorsports 99 Camping World Truck Series here at Pocono Raceway. The tricky triangle, 3 turns, and not an oval, even though it is considered an oval. But going back to the race, we are still being led by Scott Mitten, Hunter McDaniel 2nd, Travis Pryor 3rd, Vernon Margheim 4th, and Marty Ray in the 5th place spot. And Cody McFadden actually lost Cody McFadden. He's nowhere to be seen, so it looks like he actually did pit in. So he has been sent further back in the pack. Yep, Cody did decide to go down pit road. So he is now being shown in the 21st place position. So he will be trying his best to work his way up towards the front before this thing is over. But so far, going below these top 5, we have 8 of Jamie Christensen, Dustin Hart, Waylon Williams, Adam Eisenhower, and Joshua Gillen, rounding up the top 10, and that is respectively. And Joshua Gillen has come a long way, going from 30th place to 10th place. He has gained a lot of spots. Very, very impressive. And David White, status check, back in 11th place from 14th place. He was involved in 2 wrecks early on, but he was able to go from the back to the mid pack in no time. And Gary Robinson going from 31st to 12th, Zachary Crazer 18th to 13th, Chris Gillum 17th to 14th, and Johnny Dress from 5th to 15th due to him having the worst end of that deal during the last incident that brought out this caution. Well, we are now back 1 to green, 50 of Mitten with the help of the 81 of Travis Pryor, Hunter McDaniel with the help of the 33 of Vern Margheim, and this will be Vern Margheim's first appearance in the top 5, starting behind 57 Hunter McDaniel on the outside line. Drivers getting bunched up nice and tight. We might have one more required pit stop, maybe not, but we are about to find out either way. Going green this time, but it looks like the top 9 drivers have about 8 laps on their tires, which is going to be about 5 laps more compared to everybody else who just pitted in. So that should not affect them too much, if any, just like we had seen during the first caution. That happened. The drivers did decide to stay out with 5-lap older tires. Going green this time by. We have a new viewer in the chat, Devin Thorpe. Great to see you, rooting for Curtis Bomer. And ladies and gentlemen, if you are new to the channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you get notified every single time we go live, because we are live 6 nights a week. So you guys are kept fed no matter what. Different tracks, different machines, different drivers, different leagues. But the excitement always stays nothing but higher. So you guys, once again, are always kept fed. And once again, this is Dre Broadcasting Network. DreBroadcastingNetwork.com. Well, we are entering turn 3, going green this time by Travis Pryor, scrubbing those tires, trying to generate some heat to avoid some wheel spin. He is a driver who is a very good restart driver. So on this restart, he will be all over 50 of Scott Mitten as soon as a green flag flies. Entering turn 3, going green.
Yep, pace car bringing him out of turn 3, going back green flag racing with 26 laps to go. Pace car off, green flag flies, Scott Mitten hard on that throttle. Travis Pryor trying to get up beside the 57 of Hunter McDaniel as they are getting these trucks up to speed, coming down the front stretch here into turn number 1.
Vern Margheim all over Hunter McDaniel. He backs off entering turn 1. They are separated. And now Vern Margheim tries to go down the inside to get a very good exit off turn number 1. But it looks like he did fall a little bit short because of that. He will have his inside occupied by 65 of Marty Ray. But it looks like Marty Ray has been cleared by Vern Margheim successfully. And Hunter McDaniel battling for the race lead with 50 of Scott Mitten side by side. Side by side they go here, entering turn number 2. They stay side by side still. 50 Mitten gets a slingshot off turn number 2 due to being on the outside line. But entering turn number 3, the 50 of Mitten does drive it in hard. 57 of McDaniel did back off his entry, but has 81 of Travis Pryor to worry about. Travis Pryor, 57 Hunter McDaniel side by side throughout this front stretch. Mitten still maintains his race lead. Travis Pryor takes over the second place spot from 57 Hunter McDaniel. Next in line, 33 of Vern Margheim, who is trying for the line of the 81 of Travis Pryor to get around 57 of Hunter McDaniel as well. For the back in the pack, Dave 40 of Joshua Gillen side by side, 51 of that's going to be Johnny Dress. So they stay side by side for position number 13. They just overtook the 95 of Chris Gillum, who is side by the 14 of Vern Bradley. And Vern Bradley's truck had seen some better days, but he was able to finally get his backup truck. And the caution flies on lap 41, happened in front. Oh, he gets into it. Oh man, that involved, let's see, Expo McFadden was involved in that. 86 of Adam Eisenhower as well involved. Let's back up on Adam and see what happened.
Well, we are pulling up the Dre Broadcasting Instant Replay here, focusing on Adam Eisenhower as he was running right beside the 8 of Christensen. Contact between him and the 8. The Adam Eisenhower up on his side and around, everybody trying to get around it. A little bit of contact there, but nothing major, but bad luck there for the 8 of Christensen and the 86 of Eisenhower.
Oh man, and Adam Eisenhower did lock his truck down, but the other trucks were recovering too much speed and couldn't avoid getting into him. So it involved 11 of Ken Ladd once again. That's gonna do it for Ken Ladd when coming to backup truck. So he did use his backup truck. Cody McFadden involved. 14 Vern Bradley used up his backup truck already, involved in that one as well. 24 Chris Gibbio as well involved. Also used up his backup truck during the big wreck we had. And Matt wasn't back, I believe, was able to get around that and scratch. But once again, very unfortunate indeed for every single driver involved. But going back up front, Sky Mitten still leading, Travis Pryor second, Vernon Markheim third, Hunter McDaniel fourth, and Marty Ray in the 5th place position. And so far the drivers, let's see, 8 drivers: Jamie Christensen, Garrett Robinson, Waylon Williams, Marty Ray, Hunter McDaniel, Vernon Markheim, Travis Pryor, Sky Mitten, all having 11 laps on their tires this far. So they just might be pitting in. And they might be good to go to the very end, because at this point we have only 24 laps remaining. So it is very difficult to tell, because it is a very, very long track. 6-second lap time. So if your Mitten is leading them all down pit road. And we have a new viewer in the chat rooting for the 40 of Joshua Gillen. That's going to be Grizzly Johnson. Good to see you there, buddy. Yep, everybody down pit road, but we have some drivers on the lead lap staying out. Zachary Kraser being one of the drivers, Johnny Dressler, and Adam Eisenhower. So Zachary Kraser will be trying to lead at least one lap. Gonna have his first lap led if he stays out the next time by, with Johnny Dressler right behind him. We also have Adam Eisenhower staying out. Yeah, looks like Adam just pitted in, so he got his brand new machine. And he's now back out on the track, right behind 51 of Johnny Dressler. And this does give us some time to get a race interview in, so let's focus on the 71 of Chris Thorman. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are joined by the 71 of Chris Thorman up here in the Dre Broadcasting booth. Good copy there, buddy. You got me there, Chris? Oh, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get a word in with the 71 of Chris Thorman, but we will keep trying here before the race is over, before the race ends. Let's see. Instead, let's focus on the 28 of Chris Voiles. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are being joined by the 28 of Chris Voiles, qualifying 4th here tonight, representing Bandit Motorsports solo driver. Good call up there, Chris.
How you doing there, Sean? Long time no talk to.
Yeah, it's been like 2 days or something. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Just got my lucky dog back on the lead lap. That's a good thing.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we know it's just got that lucky dog. Great job on your part. Great job keeping it safe, avoiding that big junk. Actually, you were involved in that little big junk. But how's the race going so far?
It's going okay. Seeing not a lot of give and take there, but it's starting to thin itself out now.
Oh, copy that. That's very good to hear. And Chris, I noticed you qualified in the 4th place spot, but decided early on to drop back, to start riding in the back. How's the machine handling? I mean, is that your strategy? Just go at the back and stay out of trouble?
Yeah, it kind of was there at the start. Everybody was driving really hard, and sorry, coming out the pits there. Everybody was driving really hard, and I didn't think I wanted to be part of that, so I started dropping back. But
Oh, copy that. That is definitely very understandable. Well, sounds like you are now going to be on the move, back on the lead lap here, competing with everybody for position. Hopefully, you can have your first win tonight here at Pocono Raceway.
I believe that win's a long shot, but I'm gonna give it a. I'm gonna try to give it my best shot and see what we can do.
I mean, that fourth place time is very, very promising. Some drivers were struggling to get in some good qualifying times, but you did do an amazing job on that, qualifying fourth and back on the lead lap in 20th place. So we definitely wish the best for you here tonight. Any strategies to bring this home?
I'm just gonna try to hit my marks, make my corner entries good, and hopefully start moving my way to the front.
Oh, 10-4. And Chris, I noticed in the beginning of the race that your truck was a little bit sideways entering the turns. Has it become any better? Have you adapted well to it?
It's a little better after we get some laps on the tires, so it's a little loose to start with, and if you enter wrong, it's going to be loose on you.
Oh, most definitely. Well, buddy, you have been headed the right direction. Great job on getting your lap back, and congratulations on the fourth place qualifying time. Keep doing exactly what you're doing and make us proud and bring it home.
Thank you, Sean.
And that was 28 of Chris Voiles representing Bandit Motorsports as a solo driver. And we are now back one to green, this time by being led by Zachary Crazer. Zachary Crazer deciding to stay out. That's going to give him, well, both Zachary Crazer and 51 of Johnny Dressler have stayed out. That's going to give them, let's see, about 6 laps more on their tires compared to everybody else. From the first run we had, that might not be too much of a difference, if any, but we will see exactly how this affects them. Well, Zachary Crazer does have Marty Ray right behind him on the inside. On the outside is Johnny Dresser with the help of 33. Vern Markheim going green with about 20 laps remaining. That is 20 laps, lap 56. Let's get it done. Well, Dave, at this point, the drivers have really gotten used to being around each other and getting used to how the machines are handling on the track. So we've noticed the drivers have kind of backed off in the beginning. You know how Chris talked about how it was loose in the beginning, but then it changes with about when you put a couple of laps on it. So we should expect to see a longer green flag run this time, buying a lot more hard racing, because now they know the limits of these machines.
Yeah, most definitely. And as the pace car is now bringing them through turn 3, ready to go, green flag racing. I tell you, I'm watching the view here from the spotters. I like his track because you can see everything from the spotter station. Pace car dips off in the pit road. 39, Zachary Crazer hard on that gas. But I tell you what, 51, Johnny Dresser saw it coming as he is challenging the Zachary Crazer on the outside.
We need to come up with a name for the 81 of Travis Pryor. Maybe he can be called Mr. Restart, because this guy is a good driver. Oh, they make contact up front. Zachary Crazer, Johnny Dressel side by side make contact. They did exchange some paint. They stay side by side still off the exit of 1 on the back stretch here. They do the 51 of Dressel does propel past Zachary Crazer and brings the 39 or 33 of Vernon Markheim with him.
Yep, and right there's the 81 of Travis Pryor. It looks like they're trying to get to the inside. Oh, Vernon Markheim almost into the outside wall. That is going to check up the 81 of Travis Pryor, letting the 39 there of Zachary Crazer. But here comes Markheim back hard on the outside. Also in this mix, the 50 of Scott Minton.
Yep, Scott Minton was up front in the lead and is trying his best to get back up there as soon as he can. 3 wide, Hunter McJohn taking 3 on both 65 Marty Ray and the 50 of Scott Minton. He propels past the 65 Marty Ray. Next victim, 39, Zachary Crazer, still 3 wide in the middle. 50 of Scott Minton does drive in way hard. Oh, God's loose. Oh my God, that could have been ugly. He almost corrected it, but was able to counter steer it and get it back under control with his foot down the floor. And off the exit of 1, he will be on the outside and up to the inside of the 81 of Travis Pryor.
Yes, we see a truck down in the grass there, but he is able to keep it down there. They're going to stay green flag. Oh, big wreck here as we're going to pull up the Dre Broadcasting replay.
Looks like David involved the 14 of Vern Bradley, 03 Don Kidder Jr. Let's back up on 03 on Don Kidder Jr. and see what happened.
Well, as we pull up the Dre Broadcasting instant replay here, let's take a look here. Focusing on the 03 of, the truck behind him there came in hard, hit him in the back bumper, spun him around. Let's take a look here from the chopper here as they are coming in. Just highly unfortunate there, nowhere to go. 59 of David White also involved in that, 14 of Vern Bradley as well. This is going to shake things up here with 18 laps to go.
Absolutely. Very unfortunate indeed for every single driver involved, especially 14 of Vern Bradley. Vern Bradley has had a very rough night, including David White. David got a piece of the action too. And that's going to be the third wreck he's going to be involved in here. That's a very rough night for both David White and the 14 of Vern Bradley. A nice save by everybody else, avoiding getting into that incident due to the track being blocked. It definitely could have been worse than it was. But once again, very unfortunate indeed. 03 Don Kidder Jr. heavy damage on that machine. Most likely going to be going down pit road. And Don Kidder was involved in the last incident with the caution, but he just slid through the grass. So I believe he's still most likely has his backup truck at this point. So hopefully, fingers crossed for Don Kidder that he's still going to be able to stay in it to win it. But going back up front, Johnny Dressler in the lead, Vern Markheim second, Scott Mitten third, Travis Pryor fourth, and Marty Ray in the 5th place position. And Zachary Kraser being bumped down all the way to 6th place after starting on the pole last restart. So yeah, he does have a lot of work to do. And once again, Johnny Dressler, Zachary Kraser do have 6 laps more on their times compared to everybody else, but they will lead everybody down pit road this time by. Oh, scratch that. We have some drivers peeling off, staying out on the track. We do have, let's see, gonna go and check this out. 33, Vern Markheim staying out. 50 of Scott Mitten, Marty Ray, Waylon Williams, Garrett Robinson, Joshua Gill, and Adam Eisenhower all deciding to stay out behind the pace car. And that does give us a new race leader, the 33, Vern Markheim. Dave, I believe that's gonna be his first lap led.
You are right on that, Sean, but I don't know. 17 laps to go. He has got 6 laps here. So we'll see as they are making their way off of pit road here. This is going to be an interesting. We're going to have right about 15 to 14 laps to go once we take the green flag again.
Absolutely. The closer we get to the end of the race, the more intense it becomes. A lot more give, a lot more take. I should say actually no give, but all take, 0% give, and 100% take. It's all going to come down to racing, no more driving. Well, it has been all about racing tonight, but it's going to be even more about racing, because now at this point, these guys once again do have an idea of how the machines are changing in the later stages of the runs. So now they can battle them even harder. Because they know the limits of these machines. And this, I believe, does give us some time to get a race interview in. So let's focus on the 17. Actually, let's focus on 24 of Chris Gibew. Oh, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get a word in the 24 of Chris Gibew due to a lack of communication. So we're going to keep trying before it ends, but the race is over. But instead, let's focus on the 14 of Vern Bradley. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are being joined by the 14 of Vern Bradley with Performance Motorsports. Good copy there, Vern?
Yeah, I gotcha.
How you doing tonight?
Yeah, having a little bit of a tough night.
Oh,
I
man.
can't avoid anything. I'm a magnet for all the wrecks tonight, I guess.
Yeah, very, very sorry to hear about that indeed there, Vern. But, man, it has been nice seeing you still trying your hardest, despite what the track keeps throwing your way. So far, still on the lead lap in 23rd, and with a track that's still strong enough to at least gain a few spots, or maybe even bring this thing home, because it's not over until it's over here tonight. So it's very good to see you, very determined with your head up high That is very good to see. But besides that, do you have any plans of at least advancing your spot tonight?
Yeah, I think I can get a few. I just, a little bit of luck on my side, but I'm going to give it everything I got and try to fight up as close to the top 10 as I can before this thing's over.
Oh, copy that. And Vern, looking at your qualifying time tonight, you did qualify in the second place spot with a 15.247. What contributed to your success in qualifying? Because it's very important to have a good qualifying time.
Yeah, I got a little damage on a restart right after that and had to come in and get it fixed. So I kind of give up all that position. The truck's been fast all night. It's a matter of luck.
Oh, copy that. That does make a lot of sense. But once again, buddy, great to see you here racing. You already have one win under your belt this season. And we look forward to still seeing you have your second win before the regular race season ends, before next week, or I should say maybe after next week at Watkins Glen, because you have had quite the season. You are an amazing driver, know how to get the job done. It has been very nice seeing you propel this whole entire season and stay determined.
Well, thank you guys very much. I look forward to the chase, but I really look forward to Watkins Glen. I love the road course, so I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Oh, absolutely. If you look forward to it, that even gives us something to look even more forward to. So that is very, very glad to hear. Going from an oval track to a triangle track to a road course, that is quite the transition. Well, but you are now back one to green. Your machine still going nice and strong. So keep doing what you're doing. Don't get discouraged and bring this thing home and make us proud as usual.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for doing a great job you're doing tonight. And hopefully I'll be talking to you later if things go real good.
And that was the 14 of Vern Bradley with Performance Motorsports, one of the admins here at the Extreme Motorsports 99 series. He's actually an admin in the Pro K&N series on Monday nights. Well, we are now back one to green. We are being led by the 33 of Vernon Margheim. Right behind him is 65 of Marty Ray. On the outside is the 50 of Scott Mitten with the help of the 21 of Waylon Williams. Waylon Williams making his first appearance in the top 5 tonight. Had a rough night in the beginning, but so far it is now picking up. So it's very good to see how Waylon Williams back up here in the top 5, including Marty Ray himself. But these drivers getting backed up nice and tight, going green this time. But once we go green, we're going to be having, let's see, 14 laps remaining. It is go time, I should say. It has been go time.
Yeah, we're going to have 14 laps to go once they take the green flag as a pace car, now bringing them into turn 3, Sean. So we are going to have a 14-lap shootout here for the checkered.
Yeah, 14-lap shootout. They would rather bring the steering wheel home or bring the checkered flag home. It's either one or the other, and nothing in between. The pace car off, the green flag flies. Vern Margam, no hesitation, a lot of determination, puts it down the floor. Marty Ray right behind him on the inside of 50 of Scott Mitten, who was caught leading quite a bit. On the outside, 21 of Waylon Williams trying his best to keep this 97 of Robinson behind him, but Robinson already on his inside, entering turn 1. Williams drives it in way hard entering turn 1 and was all over the 50 of Scott Mitten off the exit of turn number 1. And Marty Ray tries his best to sneak in there, but didn't have enough room to make it stick. He was not clear. Guys, was supposed to stay down the inside line and maintains, I should say, gets bumped down to about 4th place here before this lap is over. For the back in the pack, Zachary Crazer making some crazy moves, and a caution flies on lap 52. We're going to back up and see who might be involved.
Well, that is going to involve the 64 of Cody McFadden as we pull up the Dre Broadcasting Instant Replay here with 14 laps to go. Let's take a look here, see if we can see exactly what happened with the 64 of Cody McFadden. He is coming through the turn. It actually happened in front of him, but I do believe that's going to involve the 57 of Hunter McDaniel. So let's rewind it here. Oh, it looks like a little bump there. Contact between him and the 28 of Chris Boyles. And he is going to get into that outside wall, bringing out our 8th caution of the night.
Yeah, very unfortunately indeed. Looking at it right now, Hunter McDaniel did get into the grass, got into the apron, got into the grass after that, got a little bit loose, lost a lot of speed, and that caused 28 of Chris Voss to get into him. And also that was, let's see, that was a different track up there. That was 8 of Jamie Christensen, but very unfortunate indeed for every single driver involved in that. But going back up front, Vern Margheim still leading, Scott Mitten second, Will Williams third. Marty Ray 4th, and Travis Prime the 5th place position. Well, Dave, something tells me with 13 laps remaining, nobody's pitting in.
Yeah, because we're getting to that point where, we got 13 laps to go here tonight. Usually with about 4.5, 5 laps to go. If a flag comes out, that ends the race. So, these guys, hopefully we can get a good green flag, because we're going to have about 9 to 10 laps to go once we take the green flag.
Oh, absolutely. Track position, very, very important at this point. And by the looks of it, we might have, let's see, the top 8 drivers have 11 laps on their tires. Well, top 6 drivers, namely Tommy Haynes, Garrett Robinson. We also have Marty Ray, Waylon Williams, Scott Mitten, and Vern Markheim, who are now having 12 laps on their tires this far. But everybody else have only 6 laps on their tires. So the 6-lap auto tire difference just might make a little bit of a difference in the for that last round we're gonna be having, but maybe not. We're gonna see exactly what happens. This would be a good time to get a race interview in. Let's focus on the current race leader, the 33, Vernon Markheim. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are being joined by our current race leader, the 33 of Vernon Markheim. I'm here in the Dre Broadcasting booth. Good copy there, Vern.
Yes, I do, sir.
How are you doing tonight?
We're doing pretty good now.
Oh, man, I can only imagine. And Vern, every single race, but this one you decide to start in the back of the pack, ride for the longest time possible, and pounce at the end of the race. What changed tonight? Because you've been up front ever since you got to the front.
Well, Harry put a perfectly matched set of tires on it after I got sent to the back. Started 25th, worked my way up to, I think it was like 6th. Felt good. Passed a lot of trucks. Now we're staying up front. The only problem I have right now is the draft. I think that 50 truck back there has got something for me, so we'll see what happens. The GTR simulator, Young & Sons Chevrolet or Toyota is doing really good tonight, so we'll just have to be patient and see what happens.
Oh, 10-4. Yep, that's all you can do. And man, you have been doing an amazing job You have been doing an amazing job tonight, like I talked about, and that was very impressive to see you just pretty much battling these guys and making moves while you could on the newer tires. And I know, Vern, tonight you guys haven't had a long enough green flag run to tell how the machine handles in the long run, but we've noticed that you've been deciding to stay out with the longest time on your tires compared to anybody else. Have you noticed any difference in the handling compared to newer tires?
Yeah, what you're going to be looking at is you're going to be pushing a little bit more going into turn 1 is what I've noticed. I've adjusted the brakes a little bit to compensate for that. Hopefully that'll work. Putting a little bit more rear brake in sometimes helps to loosen up the truck when she's pushing going in. Other than that, it's okay. The drive off is what I'm struggling with, and that's where that 50 truck's going to probably get me here.
Oh, Dan, well, it makes a lot of sense about the long run and newer tires. But Vern, you have done an amazing job tonight. You went from back to front, I should say mid-pack to back, and from back to front. And ever since you got up here, we've not been able to get rid of you. You do know how to get the job done. You have done an amazing job this season, and it has been very amazing and nice seeing you grow so far. Looking at just pretty much watching you save some gas here, trying to make it to the end of the race. And what do you think is your best defense against 50 of Mitten tonight before the race is over?
Well, it's going to be the entry into the corner. If he gets a lower entry into the corner and a better exit off, I'm SOL. But if I can just keep him hugged down to that corner just enough to where he's got to let off a little bit more, so I get a better drive off, I might have it pinned. But we'll see what happens. The GTR simulator Toyota tonight is running fantastic. I've never been so fast at this track. So Harry Hyde, thank you in the pits. We'll see what happens, guys. Thanks, Extreme Sports 99. I appreciate you putting this on tonight.
Well, but I want to congratulate you on your success here tonight. Vern, also want to congratulate your team for making that machine mighty fast here tonight. And absolutely use that pinch while you can. Pinch him down there and just keep him down there for the longest time possible. So he's forced to lift to avoid pushing up into you, and you are now back 1 to green. Vern, it is go time, buddy. At this point, you rather bring the steering wheel home or bring the checkered flag home, one or the other, and nothing in between. Well, good luck to you, buddy, and make us proud. No stress.
10-4. Thank you.
And that was our current race leader, Vernon Markheim, and we are now back 1 to green, ladies and gentlemen. And once we go green, we'll be having 9 laps remaining. So the gloves are off, no more give, just a bunch of take, 0% give, 100% take, because at this point it's now all about track position, it's all about winning, and we have a new viewer tuning into the chat, John Wimbish. Great to see you there, buddy. It's been a while. Well, for this lineup, we have Vern Markheim with the help of the 21 of Waylon Williams. On the outside is the 50 of Scott Mitten with the help of the 65 of Marty Ray. On the outside line, drivers getting bunched up nice and tight. Oh man, we have some drivers who've moved up a long ways here tonight. Gary Robinson is now back up in the top 10 in 6th from 31st. Zachary Krebs from 18th to 7th. Tommy Haynes from 29th to 8th. And also Matt Welsenbach from 24th to 11th. Dustin Hart 19th to 12th. Chris Thorman from 23rd to 15th. Gary Woolbach 22nd to 17th. And so far we have 20 drivers on the lead lap, with Ken Ladd being the first driver lap down. So he is hoping for a caution so he can be able to be back on the lead lap before this race is over. We are going green this time. Bye, ladies and gentlemen. Hang on to those seats. It's going to be a bumpy ride. Remember, 0% give, 100% take. The pace car is off. Green flag flies. Vern Markham, no hesitation. A lot of determination on the outside. 50 of Mitten caught sleeping with the help of the 65 of Marty Ray. Gary Robinson in line to know Williams trying to occupy the inside of Marty Ray. And 50 of Scott Mitten, but so from the inside of Marty Ray, entering turn 1.
Yeah, it's go time. 9 laps to go here tonight for the Samson Motorsports 65. So these guys know that. Only got 5 laps. Truck up into the outside wall. We got a little bit of banging, but looks like everybody's going to keep it going straight here. We are going to stay green flag racing.
Oh man, what a save by both drivers, and both drivers, that would be the 17 of Tommy Haynes and the 51 of Johnny Dressler. That could have been ugly, but what a save by both drivers. But going back up from the 20 of Scott Mitten, Dave Rhino, it's very crucial for him. He is setting up the 33 of Vern Morgan. Looks like he's inside, exiting turn 3, just might have him. Vern Markham was on the outside, so he gets a slingshot, a little bit of a slingshot off the exit, and he's gonna drag race him here on the front straightaway. But 50 of Mitten takes over the race lead, this time by.
Yeah, it's going to be a bang-out battle here between Scott Mitten and Vern Markheim. Marty Ray sitting there in 3rd. Waylon Williams up into 4th. Garrett Robinson 5th. Travis Pryor right there in 6th position, as these guys have actually started pulling away from the rest of the field, Sean.
Oh, absolutely. And Dave, the more these guys battle, the more Marty Ray and Waylon Williams start to pull away. So, looks like Vern Markham was finally able to successfully clear the 50 of Scott Mitten and takes back what was rightfully his, which was that race lead. But 65 Marty Ray under pressure from the 21 of Waylon Williams side by side, entering turn 3 for 3rd place. The 50 of Scott Mitten, Dave trying to play some mind games against 33 of Vern Markheim, but Vern not falling for it, at least not yet. And as we speak, the 50 Mitten is behind the 33 of Vern Markheim, trying to charge. Yes, he gets a big round on him and goes to his inside. He's going to drive it in hard, entering turn 1. Oh man, he drove it in way too hard, way too deep. Because of that, he did push up and tried to avoid causing trouble. He did let off to avoid causing trouble. And now Marty Ray's on his inside for 2nd place.
Yeah, it's coming down to it. 7 laps to go. Just a few more turns. Actually, 21 more turns. So these guys are battling out as Marty Ray is trying to get to that 2nd position. Here comes the 81 of Travis Pryor. We are going to go 3 wide coming into turn number 3.
Travis Pryor makes a pass successfully on both Marty Ray and Waylon Williams, and now his next victim, the 50 of Scott Mitten, but Travis might not be clear just yet. No, Waylon Williams taps the wall off the exit of 3, And Vern Markheim, Dave, trying to do the break, trying to break that draft. He is going low, goes back high. Oh, they make contact. Pride goes sideways. Marty Ray involved. Oh, wrecking on the front stretch, entering turn 1. Oh, man, let's back up on Marty Ray and see what happened.
Well, as we pull up the Dre Broadcasting Instant Replay here, taking a look, we are going to focus here on the Marty Ray. Taking a look from the chopper as him and the 81 were battling, and unfortunately some unfortunate contact made. The 81 goes around the 65 all the way through the grass into the inside. Luckily the 81's not going to hit anything, so that was really fortunate there that only 2 trucks, but Marty Ray is going to get the most damage out of that, that's for sure.
Absolutely, very, very unfortunate indeed for every single driver involved. And ladies and gentlemen, now at this point, luckily, we will be having well, actually, I believe 2. Well, safe to say 2 to 3 green flag run coming up for the checkered flag. So the gloves will even be off at that point too. And unfortunately for the drivers involved in that, Marty Ray and Travis Pryor, they will be shuffled back from 3rd and 4th place down to about 15th place for Travis Pryor and 18th place for Marty Ray. But going back up front, Vern Markheim is still leading. Scott Mitton 2nd, Garrett Robinson 3rd. Garrett Robinson has come a very long way tonight. He did go from back to front, front to back, and back to front again, and he's now back here in the 3rd place position. We'll be starting behind Vern Markheim on the restart. We have 48 of Curtis Vollmer. Curtis Vollmer, he kept a lot of profile tonight. I haven't spoken much of Curtis Vollmer, but he is an amazing driver. So he had some bad luck early on. He still has a little bit of damage on that machine, but despite that, he is in the top 5, in 4th place, and running up the top 5 is the 21 of Waylon Williams. And that rounds up the top 5. We have Dustin Hart, Vern Bradley, Chris Voiles. Chris Voiles back up here in 8th place, qualified 4th. He was in 20th, a lap down last time we checked on him when we spoke to him. But now he's back in 8th place. Hunter McDaniel 9th, Zachary Crazer 10th. And that does round up the top 10, respectively, all the way from Dustin Hart down to Zachary Crazer.
Well, Sean, I'm taking a look here. We should have 1 or 2 laps of a shootout here at Pocono for this checkered flag. I tell you, Vern Markheim is just putting on a great show. He has gotten up front here, now leading 12, coming on 13 laps, and he is doing everything he can, hold on to that lead. He is making it extremely tough on the 50 of Scott Minton to try to get around him.
And Dave, interestingly enough, he did exactly what he said he would do. He did say he was going to pin Scott Mitten down, forcing him to lift to avoid him drifting up into Vern Markheim. And Dave did exactly just that, entering turn 1. That did cause him to get back on his rightful his, which was that race lead. So that was definitely very impressive and a follow through from Vernon Markheim. And we have one driver again, the way around the pace car. Let's see who that is. That's the 11 of Ken Ladd. Ken Ladd's machine, that SpongeBob machine, has seen better days, but it's very good to see him still back out on the track, racing as hard as he can, and he's now back on the lead lap here before the race is over with that Hippie's Paint Shop paint scheme. The cost isn't high, just the painter. Oh, that's a good quote.
Yeah, some of these guys, I tell you, they do a great job here with these paint jobs. That's one of the things I really enjoy about coming out, bringing these races for the fans to view, is looking at some of the work these drivers do and these painters do on these trucks. They do a great job. They look great. I always enjoy coming to see what kind of paint scheme these drivers are going to have.
Oh, absolutely. Yep. You can actually tell they do spend a lot of time on them because of how good they look, just like you had talked about. But absolutely. Scanning through the field, just looking at these paint schemes. We have so many well-dressed ones there. If you go down the list here, that would be nice. And the lights and pace car are still turned on. This just might be a good time to get a race interview in. If we don't go 1 to green this time by. Fingers crossed. Now, but the lights and pace car still do stay on. So this gives us some time to get a race interview in. Let's see who we can interview. Gonna scan this list. Let's focus on the... Let's back it up on the 17 of Tommy Haynes. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are being joined by the 17 of Tommy Haynes up in the Dre Broadcasting booth. How are you tonight, Tommy?
How you doing, buddy?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing good here, just trying to get caught back up here.
Well, Tommy, it's been very, very nice seeing you do an amazing job tonight. Sorry, 29th, and currently the 18th place spot. And we've noticed you've been trying your best to stay away from trouble, but trouble just seemed to somehow be coming your way. But besides that, how's the race been? How's the handling? Because we noticed a lot of drivers were struggling in the beginning before you guys could get used to the machines and the track.
I just been kind of pacing myself here, just trying to stay out of trouble, and I got myself back up there to 6th there, and then that last restart, I got a truck come off a wall and got into me, and I spun out, and then I got caught back up here. I'm gonna see if I can't get a few more positions here for this one's over with.
Oh, copy that. That's very glad to hear. Glad to hear the determination in your voice there, trying to get some spots before this thing ends. And yep, you have a very, very fast machine tonight. And what have been your setbacks tonight? Do you think you could have done anything differently to maybe avoid staying out of trouble tonight, or maybe trouble just kept finding you wherever you were?
I believe it just kept finding me in certain spots.
Oh, copy. And Tommy, you do have John Wimich in the chat saying, keep the fenders on that thing.
We'll try. We'll try here.
I mean, Tommy, we have a little bit of a shootout coming up here, and you know it's going to be a lot of beating and banging. It's going to be either you bring the steering wheel home or the checkered flag home. So this is going to make things very, very interesting. Any plans of staying alive and getting past the wreck if any wreck happens?
Oh, I'm going wide open here. It's all on the table here. I got to get a top 15 here after starting last.
Oh, 10-4, buddy. Well, Tommy, you are now back 1 to green. It is go time. It has been go time. And keep the fenders on that thing, just like John Wimich has talked about. Well, good luck to you, buddy, and make us proud.
Thank you, buddy.
And that was the 17 of Tommy Haynes with JCR. Well, we are now back 1 to green, ladies and gentlemen. Just like we had talked about, we have, a 1-lap shootout. Actually, Dave was right. I said 2 to 3 laps, but we're going to have a 1-lap shootout. So it's going to make things very interesting. Drivers getting up to speed and racing at the exact same time. Vern Markham with the help of the 97, Garrett Robinson on his rear end. On the outside is Scott Mitten with the help of the 21 of Waylon Williams. Going green this time by.
Yes, they're now coming out of turn number 2. Sean said, 1-lap shootout. It's the checkered flag or the steering wheel. Sometimes you can't bring both on you, but you got to at least bring one of them.
Oh, absolutely. They're going to have to pick that, or maybe let the track decide that for them. And at this point, it's all about track position, being in the right place at the right time. Because it's very difficult to go from 10th place to 1st place in 1 lap. Just like it was difficult to go from about 5th place to 3rd place in 1 lap. So it's going to make things extra interesting. Exiting turn 3, pace cars off. The green flag flies. Vern Markham puts down the floor. He does catch the drivers off guard. 50 of Mitten sees it coming, clears the inside line. Antonio Williams trying to catch his rear end. Right behind on the inside is the 48 of Curtis Vollmer. Behind the 97 of Garrett Robinson. Vern Markham on the outside does drift way high. Set himself up at turn number 1. He takes it nice and smooth as 50 of Mitten tries his best to catch up.
Yeah, but Minton's got to watch because that 97 there of Garrett Robinson is hungry. He wants to come away with that win as they come out of turn 1 down the long straight stretch here into turn 2. Vern Markheim has pulled out to about 2/10 of a lead and almost 3/10. Garrett Robinson trying to get up there. 26 of Dustin Hart riding there in 4th. He wants to get into the top 3. He wants to get in. 48 Curtis Balmer also there coming into turn number 3.
Side by side for 2nd place, 97 Robinson and the 50 of Minton side by side off the exit of 3. That's almost made contact. They stay off each other. 50 of Minton gets a slingshot. It's going to be a drag race. It's going to be very close. 97 Robinson brings this thing in 2nd place. What a race for 2nd place. 50 of Minton comes out 3rd. Vern Markham 1st. Curtis Vollmer 4th. And Dustin Hart in the fifth place position was a drag race 2 for the fourth place position, 48 of Vomer, and the 26 of Dustin Hart. Holy cow, what a race. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be interviewing the top 3 drivers, Vernon Markheim, Garrett Robinson, and the 50 of Scott Mitten, so stay tuned. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are being joined by the top 3 drivers, Vern Markheim, Garrett Robinson, Scott Mitten, and a special guest, 21 of Waylon Williams, who as well had a heck of a race tonight. But we'll start with tonight's winner, having his first win of the season here tonight. A Pocono race has been very fast. We had a chance to speak with him during the last caution. That's Vern Markheim. Gotta come up there, buddy, again.
Yeah, man, I can't believe it. Got it. Gotta win. Gotta win.
Well, Vern, surprisingly, you actually followed through what you said you were going to do, pinching the 50 of Scott Mitten down to force him to lift even more, and that's exactly what you did, and that did actually benefit you, and you were able to maintain the lead because of that. Give us a rundown of those last couple of laps, and you just pretty much setting up Scott Mitten, because he did get around you at one point.
You know, it was at the start. I had to get a good start on them. They were timing my starts. Even though we go on green, they were still timing it. So I had to juke them on that just a little bit. When I got into turn 1, they were able to get into me, get down, and if it wasn't me getting them down to that first line, they would have gotten by me. There's no question about it. But me fighting on top, which is the preferred line around that corner, I was able to fight them off, and then they ended up battling out behind me, and that helped me out. I know Brent said, you know, don't let those punks beat you. Well, Brent, I got him, buddy.
Well, buddy, that was very strategically done on your part. Textbook maneuvers, textbook defense, and just pretty much textbook driving all race long, and you were very successful. Once again, I want to congratulate you, your team. I want to congratulate you on winning tonight's race, having your first win this season. Very, very nice to see. It has been nice once again seeing you propel, grow this season with every single race. And we'll be shifting gears, going from an oval to a triangle to a road course. So what should we expect to see from you turning right?
You know, I can't wait to turn left and right. Watkins Glen's a lot of fun. I think you might be surprised what you're going to see out of some of these circle track drivers out here. They're going to be surprising a lot of people. They're just as good as nowadays at these road courses than ringers are. So these ringers that come in from time to time think that they can beat us on these road courses from us circle track drivers. I truly believe iRacing's really come a long ways in teaching us and showing us, you know, other drivers showing us how to get around these road courses, and I think we might surprise you next week.
Oh man, that gives us something to even look forward to when seeing your appearance at Watkins Glen. It definitely will be quite the race. You did do an amazing job here tonight. We look forward to seeing this momentum carry over, and so you can have your second win back to back. That would be very, very nice to see. Once again, congratulations to you and your teammates. And it was amazing seeing you succeed and propel here tonight. Any final words, buddy?
I just want to say a great big thanks to Young & Sons, IndianaDiesel.com, GTR Simulator. They always give me the best sim rigs out on the market. I'm very happy with the one I have. If you're looking for that new sim rig, go check them out, guys. That's GTRSimulator.com. Thank you very much.
And that was tonight's race 133 of Vernon Margheim, first-time winner with the Extreme Motorsports 99 Truck Series this season. But right behind him is the regular, the usual, the always front runner. Somehow finds his way in the back to the front, back again, front, back again, and front. Did you ever say back? Well, back again, front again. That's 97 of Garrett Robinson. Get a cup there, buddy.
Yes, sir. I got you.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Oh, doing good too, thank you. And holy cow, Garrett, I've never seen anybody go to the back so much and still work their way towards the front. How the heck were you able to do that and make it look that easy? I mean, drivers are struggling to keep those machines straight, going sideways almost every single exit of the turns, even the entrances of the turns. But you seem to have an easy Sunday drive and just pretty much get around them as though they were sitting on jack stands.
Well, at the beginning of the race, I didn't know what line to run, and I didn't know where to run. I was not as fast as the guys, and I can't thank my teammate Waylon Williams and my spotter Austin Craig for them helping me learn the line and fix my steering thing.
Oh, absolutely, man. It was amazing seeing you succeed tonight. It's amazing seeing you succeed every single week. We noticed you had some bad luck there in the beginning, but you were able to sort that out pretty quick and was able to get back up towards the front, battling, using the draft, and just pretty much setting these drivers up on the exit of these turns. You were a very, very fast driver. I just want to congratulate you and the rest of your team for making this win possible. And Garrett, you have come a long way this season, buddy. You have been always doing an amazing job every single race. You have had some bad luck here and there, but it's always been nice seeing you come back, keeping your head high, and just pretty much succeeding all season long. Would you define this as a successful season so far?
Not really. I've had a bad luck at the beginning, but hope this can boost my points so I can make the chase. And I think I'm 19th in points, so.
Oh, copy that. Oh, but look forward to seeing you in the chase. Hopefully you make the chase. I mean, you are an amazing driver, so without any doubt, you will be able to make the chase. So definitely look forward to seeing you coming back next week at Watkins Glen. And once again, it has been nice seeing you grow all season long. And tonight, finishing in second place, starting in 31st place spot. Very, very impressive. Hardest charger. Any final words, buddy, before I let you go?
I just want to thank Caution Light News and NC Designs and thank everybody at ExtremeMotorsports99.com and you all for broadcasting the league.
Well, but congratulations once again, and we also have Brandon Slaw in the chat saying congratulations, Garrett.
Well, thanks, Brandon.
And that was second place finisher of the 97 of Garrett Robinson, but right behind him is the 50 of Scott Mitten, the heaviest, the biggest threat, the nightmare to tonight's race winner 33 of Vernon Margheim. Look up there, Scott.
Hey, how's it going, buddy?
Good, how are you?
Doing well, doing well.
Well, Scott, tonight was a heck of a show on your part, just like every other race. But tonight, you brought your A-plus game. You already have one win this season. This is going to be your 4th top 5 and your 6th top 10, which is very, very impressive. Well, tell us about your race tonight, because we noticed you had an easy time staying up front somehow, despite everybody else.
Yeah, it looked like there was a lot of action in my mirror there for most of the race. The leader just has such an advantage on these restarts, especially when the caution is going to come out, a couple laps after. So that was really, keeping it up front on those restarts, and same at the end there with the 33. It's just so hard to keep up on that first lap on these restarts. We did get up next to him that one time, but I just didn't have enough in the truck. It was just way too tight. But great run. I mean, we ran top 3 the whole race, and it's a lot of fun to be out there.
Oh, absolutely. It was an amazing race on your part tonight. And Scott, speaking of you and the leader, Vern Margheim, we noticed you guys were just pretty much battling side by side for the longest time possible. And he ended up using the high lane advantage against you, pinching you and forcing you to lift to avoid pushing up into him and causing an incident. Do you think you could have done anything differently rethinking, do you think you could have done anything to maybe better your chances and reverse his strategy?
No, I don't think so. I mean, like I said, on the restart, the leader has, that advantage. The outside worked really well for me, so getting pinched down there, I knew it wasn't going to work, but you gotta try. Really good in 3 around the outside. I was hoping I might have an opportunity to do something with that, but I just wasn't close enough.
Oh, copy that. Well, we are glad that despite that, you did still see the bigger picture and maintained your podium finish here tonight. Very, very impressive. And Scott, we are coming towards the end of the regular race season here with the Extreme Motorsports 99 Truck Series. We have one more race next week at Watkins Glen, right before the chase. Thinking about it so far, do you think you've done enough to get into this chase and be comfortable enough to bring it home?
Yeah, I mean, we're locked in the chase, which is a good thing going into Watkins Glen. I don't do too many right turns on purpose anyway, so it'll be a fun race. It'll be interesting for sure. I'm glad I don't have to worry about points or anything. It'll be fun to go left and right next week.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I want to congratulate you on your 3rd place finish. Congratulate you on being locked in the chase, the most important thing. And hopefully you guys take it away from defending champion 6 of Tom Whitmore. Nothing against Tom Whitmore, but it's always nice to see the competition. It does make the racing very, very stiff when you guys go against the defending champion, just like you guys are doing so far. It has been nice once again seeing you grow this season. You had some bad luck early on, but it's been nice seeing you propel despite keeping your head high and not being discouraged by seeing the bigger picture. But any final words before we let you go?
Just thanks to everybody that's here in the league, the other drivers, guys who put the league on, and you guys for broadcasting. I always enjoy watching it the day after, and seeing how everything was put together. So thank you to everybody that allows us to do this. It's a lot of fun.
Congratulations, buddy, on being locked into the chase, on also having your having a podium finish here tonight on Pocono Raceway, despite what you might have gone through with the stress and just so much side by side that was too difficult to keep up with, even as a racer, as a driver. Well, congratulations once again, buddy, and see you again next week at Watkins Glen. Have a good night.
Thanks, you too.
And that was tonight's 3rd place finisher, the rounder up of the podium finishes, the 50 of Scott Mitten, the biggest rival of, the biggest nightmare of the 32 of Vern Margam, who had his first win here tonight at Pocono Raceway. But next in line is 21 of Waylon Williams, who was a very heavy contender as well, had some bad luck early on during that big junk, was able to pull through that and come out here with the top 10 finish in the 7th place position. Got a cup there, Waylon?
Yeah, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Doing pretty good.
Well, Waylon, tonight was a very, very battlefield, hunt-filled race on your part. But despite that, you were still able to keep your head high, despite having some setbacks here and there. But tell us about your race tonight, because it didn't seem as though everything fell in its place for you.
No, I didn't get a whole lot of practice at this track. Actually, tonight was the first time that I actually got to run this track, so I didn't really know what to expect. And early on, I was making some pretty good time, making some passes from the back, and got caught up in a little bit of an incident there. Adam spun in front of me. I tried to go low through the grass to miss him, and got a little bit of damage through that. So, so after that, I kind of just played it, as easy as I could, because I pitted and tried to make sure I had enough gas to make it, farther than anybody's. But I started dead last a couple times, and I was surprised how easy, the truck was working really good at being able to get back up towards the front. And I had some really good restarts. Of course, my worst restart was the last one, where I lost all the positions. I really probably had a top 5 truck, but I didn't really want to cause any kind of incidents on the last lap, so I just let them go and just kind of raced my race.
Oh, 10-4. Well, man, with you saying you didn't have too much practice first time on the track tonight, that is, I should say, that's very impressive. That would take me weeks of practice just to get as good as you were tonight, finishing in 7th place. That was no joke with a 9th place qualifying time as a first-time driver here at Pocono Raceway. But that was very amazing to see you battle everybody throughout the racetrack, despite having some setbacks here and there, getting involved in wrecks, getting sent to dead last for the back of the pack, and charging towards the front. And we're glad to hear that the track was working with you despite all those setbacks, which did encourage you to keep going, keep pushing, and kept your head nothing but higher and your determination skyrocketing. Well, buddy, next week we'll be racing at Watkins Glen. How much experience do you have at the road course with the trucks?
Well, to be honest with you, not much. Not a big road course racer. I've done a little bit at Watkins Glen. I'm not really sure what to expect. It's going to be kind of the same thing as tonight. You know, I'm going to get in there. I'm going to do a lot more practicing this week. And, you know, just try to come out there with a good finish. You know, I'm not going to be in the chase. I've got nothing to lose, you know, these last races. I'm just going to try to race as hard as I can and give me some momentum going into next season.
Oh, 10-4, that is the spirit right there. Give you some momentum for next season. Yep, that's you right there, knowing that you're going to have an even better season next season here in the Truck Series. And once again, congratulations on your success here tonight, Waylon. You have been doing an amazing job in the K&N Series and both here in the Camping World Truck Series with different drivers and different trucks, different machines. And it has been nice seeing you grow. Oh, buddy, any final words before I let you go?
No, I'd just like to thank everybody at ExtremeMotorsports99.com, my teammate Garrett Robinson, and you guys for putting on a great broadcast. I really enjoy watching them, and hopefully we'll be up there next week.
Congratulations, buddy, on your success here tonight, Waylon. We look forward to seeing you again next week at Watkins Glen. Have a good night and go celebrate.
All right, thank you, sir.
And that was the 7th place finisher, first-time driver at Pocono Raceway, 21 of Waylon Williams. Finishing in the 7th place spot in that round of interviews, Waylon Williams, Garrett Robinson, Scott Mitten, and Vernon Markheim. That was quite a race, Dave. The drivers were battling the track. They were struggling, but it was amazing seeing them pull through it despite that. Some were struggling, but some not so much. And it was amazing seeing their success throughout the whole entire field. I was speechless by the end of it. We had so many battles going on the track. It was all about battling while they could on those tires, because once those tires went away, it just became pretty much icy and very, very difficult and nearly impossible to make passes. Any final words there, Dave? Any thoughts?
I thought it was a great race. I tell you, though, I am looking forward to next week. I love Watkins Glen. It's a great race. Can't wait to see how these guys do.
Oh, absolutely. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, once again for joining us tonight for the Samson Motorsports 65 at Pocono Racer for round number 9 of the Extreme Motorsports 99 Camping World Truck Series. Well, that means only one more race, ladies and gentlemen. One more race before the chase. Or I should say, one more race before the end of the regular race season and before the chase. And that will be next week, the UNOH 175. That's the UNOH 175 at Watkins Glen for 45 laps as the season finale, the regular race season finale. That means the drivers will bring their A game at a road course, so it's going to take a lot of practice. And thank you once again for joining us here tonight. It was an amazing race. Though you guys, we are nothing. And thank you for tuning in, supporting Dre Broadcasting Network, supporting, cheering on your fans out there, or cheering on your family members, friends, whatever they might be, just cheering them on and keeping them motivated to keep going and get the job done regardless what the track might have thrown their way. Well, next broadcast will be tomorrow night at Hardline Racing, Eldora with the trucks. That's a dirt track with the trucks, the same truck series, or Camping World Trucks. So if you guys like to see some sideways action, tune in tomorrow night here on the Dre Broadcasting Network for some sideways action with the trucks at a dirt track. I am Sean Zulu and Dave Evel behind the cameras. And if you guys like what you saw here tonight, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. That's the subscribe button so you get notified every single time we go live, because we are live 6 nights a week. That is Dre Broadcasting Network on YouTube. Well, also, if you guys like what you saw tonight, don't forget to check out ExtremeMotorsports99.com. They do have a road series on Monday nights and Pro K&N series both on Monday nights. Track series on Tuesdays. Wednesday nights is the Xfinity series, and Thursday nights is the Cup series. You guys can join either of those based on your preferences and or experience, because they do rank you. They do put you in different series based on your experience. Once again, thank you for watching tonight. Have a good night, and look forward to seeing you again next race.